Okay, so recording has started and I'm going to share my screen. So this is for Algebra 2, so don't worry about that. And do you guys all have a calculator with you? I'm going to open up the chat. So please send all the questions or response in the chat. Okay. So today we're going to go over on solving equations. You've done this before. You've done that in Algebra 1, but we're going to go over on this. Yeah, just going over on review stuff, especially solving equations. Even though this is a geometry class, there are almost all the classes, almost all the topic that we're going to cover will involve solving equation skills. Okay, so we need to be able to do these kind of questions, solving equations. Okay, so that's why I wanted to go over on this on the first day of a geometry class. Okay, so that you're all up to the par in terms of solving equation skills. Okay, so let's write it down. So let's write down in your notes. Let's try to organize your notes, okay? So let's write it down, the title 1.1, solving equations. Okay, so that our goal for today is to be able to solve equations, multi-step equations. Okay, so the first one. Are you guys ready? Actually, I'm gonna let you guys work on it by yourself. Do you guys want to try that? I'll give you 1 minute to solve for R. And then let's talk about it. Okay. So everybody should be working on this right now. And then let's share your solution in the chat once you've found out. Yeah, let's share privately. Okay. So direct message. I don't know what it says. Okay, some of you already done. Just take your time. I know some of you are very fast. Some of you take a little longer. That's okay. Okay. But once you are done, will you share your solution in the chat? Okay. Now, so far, I'm seeing 3 different answers so far, guys. It could be a fraction too. Yeah. Okay. So, oops. All right, that was the end of 1 minute. Let's go over on this, okay? So you want to solve for R, right? In other words, you want to make R by itself. You want to isolate. Eventually, you want to say R equals a number, right? Isn't that what your goal is? Okay. So in other words, you want to get rid of all the numbers around R. You've got 6 and you've got 7. You want to get rid of them, okay? Now, which number are you going to get rid of first? Do you want to get rid of the 6 first or 7 first? Because it doesn't matter.
7.
Yeah, very good, Keegan. Thank you. You always want to get rid of a number that is floating by itself. Like this one, 7, right? 7 is not attached to anything, isn't it? Right? So that's what we're going to get rid of first. Now, how do you get rid of 7? You're going to subtract 7. Okay. So that's gone. So let's rewrite it. Don't be don't be skipping on this step, okay, of rewriting, okay? So now you've got 6r equals, okay, now what is that? So this is where it gets tricky, right? Or some of you are really good with adding, subtracting integers, like a negative numbers, but some of you are not so maybe strong on adding and subtracting, okay? So take out your calculator. If you're not so too confident about doing this, just type it in the calculator. Okay, you go negative 17 minus 7. You see that? And then press enter. Just make sure that you have a right answer. Nothing wrong with using the calculator here. And I get negative 24. Okay, now if you did not have a negative 24, you probably have the wrong answer there. Okay, so will you fix that? That is negative 4. Okay, very good. Very good. Thank you, Julian. Next, we are going to get rid of the 6. And how do we do that? Now, 6 is attached to R, isn't it? Now, what's the relation between 6 and R? That's a 6 times R, isn't it? When you say 6R, that means it's 6 times R, okay? So how do you cut off the tie between 6 and R and get rid of the 6? If it's multiplied, you're going to divide by 6. So now you're going to divide both sides with a 6. And that 6 and 6 cancels out. All right. Now you've got R. R equals negative 24 over 6. And how do we do that? You're going to do negative 24 over the fraction bar means divide. Okay. So divided that by 6. So you do negative 24 divided by 6. And then you get negative 4. So negative 4 is the answer. Hang on just a second, guys. Hey, Hugh. Hugh, are you in the class now? Yeah. Oh. Okay, わかった。わかったわかった。はい。All right, I'm sorry, guys. Mrs. Takara called me, and so I had to take the phone call there. All right, so now every time you get a wrong solutions, that is really the chance for you to fix some problems, right? So don't overlook it. Don't just dismiss it. I got the wrong answer. I'll be fine next. So you won't be fine until you fix the problem or maybe the misunderstanding, right? So make sure you identify that. Okay. Let's do number 2. So I'm gonna let you guys work on that by yourself first. Okay. 1 minute. Okay, once you are done, will you share it in the chat? What do you guys think? You guys okay on this? It's been a while, hasn't it, since you've done math? Probably didn't have any math class for the first. Yeah, maybe you've got fractions. Yeah, that looks pretty good. That's all right. Okay. Again, think of this way. Your goal right now is not so much about getting just the correct answer, but you want to find out what you are good at and what you're not so good at. Okay. And you want to find that out, the weak spot, so that you can fix it. That's what you're doing here. So in some way, making more mistakes is a little bit better for you because you know what your misunderstanding is, right? And you want to correct those. Okay, let's go over. Okay, now this one, we've got two variables, a on the left. So here's an equal sign. That's a very important. That's kind of like the center, isn't it? And we've got a on the left side, and we've got another a on the right side. You can't have both a's. Okay, we need to get rid of one of them because eventually you want to have either a equals a number, or you could just keep a on the right side, a equals a number. Okay, either way, that's what you want to get to. Okay, but you can't have a on both sides. Okay, so what do? We need to get rid of one of the a's first. Now, which one? What did your algebra 1 teacher taught? Yeah, you want to get rid of, if you have at both sides a, you want to get rid of smaller a's or more bigger negative a's. Okay, now we've got negative 5a, right? So we're going to get rid of that. Now, how do we get rid of this negative 5a? Well, we can do that by adding 5a. Very good, Julian. So now we're going to add, if you add 5a on the right side of the equal sign, what do you think you have to do on the left side? You got to do the same thing, add 5a. And that cancels out. Okay, now we're going to add 5a and a. Now, when I say a, what's the number in front of a? Is everybody okay on that? When you just see a right here, that means it's 1a. Okay, so you've got 1a plus 5a, that's 6a. So let's rewrite the whole thing here. You've got 6a plus 5 equals 9. And you see now the question is more like number 1, isn't it? Okay. Now what do we do next? Now let's subtract 5. Subtract 5. So we've got 6a equals 9 minus 5, 4. Now you're going to divide by 6. So a equals 4 over 6. Or you can reduce that fraction as 2 over 3. Either way is fine. 4 over 6 is perfect. or maybe 2 over 3 if you reduce that. Who's got 4 over 6 or 2 over 3? Did anybody get that? 2 over 3? Tanga? Great job. Anybody else? See, 4, 5. Now, if you didn't get 4 over 6, not a big deal. However, it will be a big deal if you don't fix it. Okay, what was your mistake? Will you take a moment to take a look at your work? Where did you go off? Then you will get a little bit better next time. Okay, and that's how you improve in math class. Okay, just a little at a time. Let's try to do some fixing here. Yeah, it's 0.6, but it's 0.6666, isn't it? Right? So let's just leave it as a fraction, because fraction, this is a perfect exact answer, right? Once you start to round off, 0.6666 and 0.6 is actually a lot big difference, isn't there, right? So let's just leave it as a fraction. And sometimes you do have to change it into decimal. Yeah. All right, let's move on. Okay. Number 3. You guys want to try that? 1 minute. Okay. You guys with me? You guys remember what to do with a parentheses? Once you're done with number 3, would you share the solutions in the chat? What did you get for X? Anybody have a solutions? Yeah, we might get some fraction answer like number 2. Anybody else? You don't have to share if you don't want to. I would just like to know where you guys are. Yeah, you do need to distribute first. Okay, 13 over 8. Got a couple of different answers I'm seeing. Let's try and see, okay? Now, when you have a number in front of parentheses, you need to do what's called the distributive property, use a distributive property. And you're going to multiply it. Let's change the color there. So you're going to distribute -2. And so you're going to do -2 times 4x. What do you think that is? -2 times 4, that's a -8, isn't it? So it's going to be -8x. Okay. Next, -2 times. Now, always the sign belongs to the number on the right side, always. So this is not just 3, but you want to treat it as -3, okay? So you're going to do -2 times -3. Now, what's negative times negative? That's positive, isn't it? So that's positive 6. Again, you're multiplying, okay, not adding, okay? It's -2 times. When you distribute, you multiply, okay? So it's positive 6, and that's going to be equal to 19. You see that? Again, all we're doing is to finding out your mistake, right? Why? And then let's just fix that. Okay. Next, now we're going to subtract 6. Subtract 6. Negative 8x equals, what is that? 13. Now, what do we do to get rid of this negative 8? You're going to divide it, right? Divide by what? We're going to divide both sides by the same number that you want to get rid of. So it's going to be, you're going to divide by -8, not just 8. You're going to divide by -8. I think lots of you are just divided by +8, right? So that's why you said 13 over 8. 13 over 8 is not going to be correct. It's going to be 13 over -8. That will be the correct answer. So x equals 13 over 8. What do you guys think? Did anybody get negative 13 over 8? I see positive 13 over 8. So that's an easy mistake, easy fix. Very good. Okay. Anybody else? Again, what's most important right now is just to fix the identify or notice your mistake. And then you'll be better at it next time. Okay. Yeah, you don't need to change that into mixed number. Okay. Okay, number 4. So why don't you try that? I'm gonna let you guys work on it by yourself. If you feel like you're improving in math skill, that's what's really important. Okay. And how do you get that feeling that hey, I'm getting better? It's by noticing your mistake. And then knowing why the mistake. Then you're going to get better. Everybody working on number 4? Again, if you have the answer, solution, I should say, please share that in the chat. It's kind of a long one, isn't it? Okay, we've got one more to go. Tangut. Did I say all right? All right, thank you for letting me know. I'm gonna write it down. Okay, let's work on this, okay? Now, first of all, you've got lots to distribute. Anytime if you have something to distribute, you want to take care of that first. Then distribute means when you distribute, you basically dissolve the parentheses. So the inside becomes free, okay? So we need to let them free because they are trapped inside the parentheses right now. Okay. Now, how do you free them up? By distributing what's in front of it. This one is negative. Now, how do you distribute negative? Okay. Now, negative means if you don't see a number, what do you think it means? What does a negative mean?
You make everything a negative.
Yeah. Or another way to think about is it's a -1. If that makes it a little bit easier for you. And then, so you're going to distribute that -1 times 1. That's a -1. -1 times 7x. That's a -7x. Yeah, everything becomes negative, doesn't it? Okay. Now, next, you're going to distribute. What are we going to distribute? You're not going to just distribute 6, but we are going to distribute -6 because the sign belongs always on the number on the right side. So it's a 6 means it's a -6, okay? So you're going to distribute -6. What's -6 times -7? And that's positive. What's a 6 times 7? It's a 42. -6 times -x. Again, negative times negative. That's positive 6x. And now it's equal to 36. Okay, that's a first step. Next. Now, when we worked on number 2 right here, you notice that you have a on the left side, a on the right side of an equal sign, okay? But this time, you've got 7x, -7x, and positive. They're on the same side of an equal sign, isn't it? They're on the same team, so to speak. So you can just combine them, simplify, okay? What's -7x plus 6x? That's a -1x. Is everybody okay on that? Now we are adding and subtracting integers. It's -7 plus 6. That's a -1. So we've got -1x. And we can also simplify -1 and 42. What's -1 plus 42? That's positive 41 equals 36. Now we are going to subtract 41 on both sides. So what do we have? -1x equals, what is that? -5. And we're going to divide -1 on both sides. That's gone. So we have x equals -5 divided by -1. It's negative divided by negative, that's positive. So it's going to be +5. That's a tough question, yeah? Now, if you've gotten 5, that's great, okay? If you didn't, again, let's try to identify your mistake. That's a tough question. Yeah. Especially, I don't know if you've done something like this in Algebra 1. I know you've done solving equations before, but maybe not to this extent. So yeah, this is a kind of challenging question, isn't it? Okay, let's work on number 5. This is the last example, guys, and then we're gonna do the assignment together, okay? So let's take about a minute to work on number 5. All right, it's been about a minute. Let's go over, okay? So again, you've got to distribute, right? So I'm going to distribute, and I'm going to distribute and distribute, okay? So 4 times 2x, what do you think that is? If you're maybe struggling,
8x.
yeah, very good, thank you. Just try to be one step ahead of me, okay? So that would be 8x. Now 4 times -7, again, this is not just 7, it's -7.
-3.
No, it's you're multiplying though. It's a 4 times 7. So it will be -28.
8.
Yeah, very good. And that's going to be equal to 2 times x. It's just 2x. And 2 times 5.
10.
Very good. Okay, now next step. This time we've got x on the left side, 8x on the left side, 2x on the right side of an equal sign, right? We can have x's on both sides of an equal sign. Let's get rid of smaller x's or a bigger negative. But so let's get rid of subtract 2x and subtract 2x. And that will be gone. So now what do we have? Let's rewrite it. 6x. Don't be skipping over this rewriting process, okay? That's when you start to make a bunch of mistakes, okay? So 6x minus 28 equals, what do we have? 10.
10.
Thank you. Julian, great job. What do we do next?
You add 28.
Now let's add 28 on both sides. If there's a number floating by itself, we always want to get rid of the first, okay? And so add 28. So again, let's rewrite it. 6x equals 38. Now we're going to get rid of that 6 by dividing by 6. Go ahead, 19 over 3. Again, let's leave it as 38 over 6. And if you do that, 36. Oh no, 38 divided by 6 is 6.333. Yeah, very good. Great job. What do you think? Is this difficult? Let me see this. Okay, I'm going to ask you this often. Scale of 1 to 5. 5 as in, hey, I've got this. 4, yeah, I've got it. I pretty much got it. 3, so-so. 2, I'm not too confident. 1, I don't quite get it. Where are you? 5, I've got it. Where are you? You feel like you've got 5, 4? Anybody 2 or 1? You can still tell me privately. Yeah, you feel okay about this? Maybe I'm going a little too slow for you guys. Hopefully it was helpful. Okay, now let's do the assignment, okay? As I said yesterday, we are going to do all the assignments in class, okay? So if you come to the class, you'll be done with the assignments, okay? So these are the 10 questions. Maybe we won't do all 10 problems because that's a lot for the time that we have left. So let's just get started from number 1, okay? So in your assignment, maybe you can just draw the line so that, or maybe start from the new page and let's write it down. Assignment homework 1.1, solving equations. It will probably be in decimal. If there is a question like 38 over 6, then I will just leave it as a fraction. Yeah, good question. There was a question asking me whether you need to change it into decimal on the test. I think I will just leave it as a fraction. Okay, number 1. Yeah, Keegan, it doesn't, as long as you're putting honest effort to it, you can turn in any way. I prefer that you take a picture of your notebook and then submit it. Okay, that's how I'm going to explain that process to you guys one more time after we are done. Okay, just work on number 1 right now. Okay, number 1 should be pretty straightforward. Okay, so what do we do? Subtract 4 on both sides, and that's it, isn't it? Boom. Yeah, I mean, you're working on the problem, right? I've got a question about how you submit the answer, question, your assignment. My preference is that you work on it in your notebook right now, like you're doing, and then you take a picture of it and then submit it. So let's finish number 1. So m equals what? Again, type this in your calculator. Just do negative 12 minus 4.
Negative 16.
Yeah, Tangu. Again, there are a bunch of questions about the assignment, how you turn it. You're turning the assignment in Canvas. If you go to modules, there is a assignment posted, assignment 1.1, homework 1.1, and you can upload your picture in there. I will explain that once we are done with assignment. Okay. So number 2, let's keep going, guys. Okay. Yeah, I will explain how to turn the assignments in after the assignment. Can you hang on to that? Okay. Just focus on the assignment right now, guys. Okay. Once you get the assignments finished, I will. Very good. Okay, number 2. First, you've got the number floating by itself. It's minus 13. So if you have a number floating by itself, you either add or subtract to get rid of it. This one is a negative 13, so you're going to add 13. Is everybody okay on that? So that's gone. Yeah. So now you've got negative 2x equals, what is it?
34.
34. Okay. And then we need to get rid of that negative 2. This time it's negative 2 times x. In other words, you have to divide it. Okay. Divide by the same number. Divide by negative 2. Divide by negative 2. So x equals, now this time you can divide it, isn't it? You do 34 divided by negative 2. And what do we get?
Negative 17.
Negative 17. Thank you. That's it. Is everybody with me? Number 3. Now, let's go through this together because I don't want anybody to make a mistake. Do you see that negative 4x and negative 6x, they're on the same team, same side? When you have multiple x's on the same side, you can just combine them together. Let's simplify. What's a negative 4 minus 6? That's a negative. Again, take out your calculator. Nothing wrong with it using calculator, guys. Negative 4 minus 6. That's a negative 10x equals negative 20. Is everybody with me? Thank you, Jeanette. Great job. And now we are solving for x, right? That means we need to get rid of negative 10, not negative 20. We want to get rid of negative 10, so we are going to divide both sides by negative 10. And negative 10 divided by negative 10, that becomes positive 1. So now we've got 1x, or x equals negative 20 divided by negative 10, which is
2.
positive 2. Don't just be satisfied by just copying down, okay? You need to be thinking about what your mistakes are. That's the only way to improve in math, okay? Okay, number 4. I'm gonna let you work on it by yourself, okay? 1 minute. If you feel like moving on, just keep moving along, and you don't need to wait for me, okay, to finish this assignment. I know I'm probably going a little too slow for many of you because everybody is at different place. Okay, some of you are really good at this kind of stuff. I'm guessing that some of you are a little bit struggling, right? So take your time. And if you finish early, just move on to the next one. So if I'm doing this number 4, I notice that 5p and 3p are on the same team, same side. So I'm just going to combine it. What's 5p plus 3p? Isn't that 8p? And I'm going to rewrite it. That will be the first step. Next, I notice that there is a p on the left side and p on the right side. So I'm going to get rid of the smaller one, okay? So I'm going to subtract p. Again, p means 1p, okay? If you want to write down 1p, if that makes it a little bit better, you can do that. So I'm going to subtract 1p on both sides. And that's gone. So now, again, I'm going to rewrite. -1 equals 7p minus 8. Okay, are you guys getting that? Now that p is on the right side, I'm just going to keep that. And then I'm going to add 8. Add 8. So if I'm going to rewrite it, you get 7 equals 7p. And now I'm going to divide by both sides by 7. So you get p equals 1. Who's got 1 on number 4? Anybody?
I did.
Very good. Very good. Elizabeth, James, great job. Okay, everybody else. If you didn't, then will you take a look at it? Okay, let's keep working. Number 5. 1 minute. Okay. If I look at number 5, I notice that I have to distribute because negative 6x minus 3 is trapped inside the parentheses, right? So you need to free them up. You need to dissolve the parentheses. How do we do that? By distributing. Negative 4 times negative 6.
24.
Positive, yeah.
24x.
24x. Negative 4 times negative 3.
-7.
No, you're doing the same thing again, Julian.
Positive.
Negative 4 times negative 3. That's positive. Then 4 times 3 is, that's going to be 12, yeah?
Ugh.
So discouraging, isn't it? Kind of doing the same thing, and you get better at it. The good thing is that now you're noticing it, right? Now we're going to subtract 12. Subtract 12. Now this one is going to be a little bit interesting, okay? Now what's 12 minus 12? That's a 0. But we can keep going, okay? Now let's get rid of 24. How do we get rid of this 24?
Dividing it. By
Divide by 24 on both sides. Now let me ask you, what is a 0 divided by 24? So
Zero.
take
0.
the calculator. Yeah, it is a 0. So x equals 0. Okay.
Yeah, I think what I'm messing up is on like I get confused with the plus and multiplying.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Now you're starting to notice, right, what you're doing. And next time, I bet you're going to catch it. Okay. You're going to be smarter next time. Let's work on number 6. Let's keep going, guys. Let's just work all the way until number 8. Okay. Maybe some of you already finished number 9 and 10, but let's go up to number 8 and we'll call it good for this assignment. Okay. But let's do 3 more problems, guys. Okay. We try this together again. If you have a number to distribute, you want to do that. Okay, so I'm going to rewrite negative 18 minus 6k equals, now I'm going to distribute 6. Distributing means multiply. Okay, 6 times 1 is still 6. 6 times 3k.
9k.
No. One more time. 6 times 3. Julian, tell me. What's 6 times 3? You are adding them again.
Oh, I got it. Is it 18k?
18k.
Ah.
Okay. That's okay. Now we've got k on the left side and k on the right side of equal sign. We need to get rid of one of them. Which one? You want to get rid of the smaller or negative ones, okay? So we're going to
Add 6k.
add 6k. Add 6k on both sides of the equal sign. And that's gone. Negative 18 equals 6 plus, what is that? 24k. Is everybody with me? Now, what do we do?
Looks like you're gonna have to subtract 6.
Subtract 6, very good. Because 6 is floating by itself, right? So we need to get rid of that first. And we're just going to keep k on the right side of equal sign. So 24k equals negative 24. Again, if you're not too confident on adding and subtracting numbers like this one, negative 18 minus 6, just type it in calculator. That's negative 24. Okay, now the last step is to divide both sides by 24. So we've got k equals
-1.
negative 1. Thank you, Elizabeth. Great job. Okay. Okay, 2 more to go, and then we'll be done.
So just 2 more. What about the 9 and 10?
Yeah, we're gonna just skip that, and number 7 and 8 will be good.
Okay.
So I'm gonna let you work on that. Some of the people are already finishing up and leaving the class, but just let's stick with it, okay? Keep going, guys. So I'm gonna distribute. Again, anytime if you can distribute, let's take care of that first. So that's 8x minus 6. Again, multiply.
Yeah,
Now,
I did that.
number 9 and number 10. And then now you notice that minus 8 is outside of parentheses. So you don't distribute to that. Okay. So just write down minus 8 equals 4 plus 2x. Next step. Now, you can do a lot of different things, but I noticed that negative 6 minus 8, they're on the same team. We can simplify that. So I'm going to write it 8x. What's negative 6 minus 8?
Negative 14.
Thank you, Abigail. Negative 14 equals, so I'm going to rewrite that. Okay. Now I've got, again, x on the left side, 8x on the left side, 2x on the right side of equal sign.
Subtract the 2.
Subtract the smaller x.
Yeah, 2.
Subtract 2x, subtract 2x. That's gone. We've got 6x minus 14 equals 4. Is everybody with me? Now you add 14. Add 14. So now I'm running out of room here. So you get 6x equals 18. Divide by 6, divide by 6. X equals 18 divided by 6, which you can do that perfectly. And that's x equals 3. Yeah, how did you guys do? Number 7. Are you feeling a little more confident on this? Now let's
Yes, sir.
do number 8. Let's see if you can get this one out, okay, all by yourself. Okay, I'll give you a minute, or maybe a little bit more. And then we are done for today. You gotta distribute a lot. It's been a minute. Is anybody done with number 8? Do you want to share your solutions?
So yeah, you distribute everything.
Okay, let's get started. -3 times 4x.
Negative 12.
-12. -3 times 3.
Negative 9.
9. Hey, you're getting it. Yeah.
Yeah.
4 times 6x.
24x.
4x. 4 times 1.
4
4.
equals 43.
Now we've got -12x and 24x. They're on the same side of the equal sign, same team.
We're gonna simplify them.
Simplify that. That will be 12x -9 plus 4. That's -5. That's going to be equal to 43. Okay. Now, let's add 5. We got 12x equals 48. Now you divide by 12. X equals 4. Again, if you didn't quite get that number, not a big deal, but you need to notice what you did wrong. That's what really matters right now. Okay. Would you do that? So this is the end of the homework. Let's not do number 9 and 10. We've done enough for today. Okay, that's plenty. So what I want you to do is, if you go to Canvas, you can upload the picture to submit. Yeah, if you go to Canvas and then go to modules, you will be able to turn in, turn in the assignment. Okay, you don't need to do number 9 and number 10. Okay, so don't worry about it.
So we just take a picture with of our work that we've been doing.
Yeah.
And then we upload it.
You upload it. Okay. Now, Leonardo, I see that perfectly. It's a great job. Okay. Yeah. If you can upload that.
Less messy.
Yeah, that would be great. If you do not know how to do that, then I will teach you. Okay. So maybe you can stick around.
Yes,
Otherwise,
please.
if you know how to upload the picture to Canvas and go to modules, you will see homework 1.1. That's where you're going to turn in the assignment. Okay? If you know how to do that, you guys have a great day, and I will see you guys on maybe Monday or Tuesday. Okay? Now, so for those, if you do you guys need help on how to upload your picture?
I know how to
Yes.
do it. I know how to do it. It's just that my computer, the camera makes it blurry. So I don't
Oh,
think.
okay. Yeah. Abigail, blurry is fine if
Right?
that's the method that you know how to do. That's great. Okay.
Okay.
So just turn it in. Okay. Now, there are a couple of different ways to do this. Okay. One is, did you guys know that you can download Canvas app on your cell phone? Did you guys know that?
No.
If you have a cell phone, that might be the easiest way. And that is, once you download Canvas, you take a picture and then you can just upload the assignment on your phone easily that way. Okay, that's one way to do it. The second way is you take a picture with your cell phone, then you have to send that picture to your email, right? And then go into your computer, retrieve the picture, and then you can send it to your Canvas in your computer. That's a little bit more of a step. I don't know, whatever is feels comfortable to you.
I tried that before for my art class, but then it didn't. My computer didn't let me retrieve the image.
Oh yeah, okay. Not a big deal, Abigail. Then you can just are you able to take a picture from your like a screenshot or
Yeah, that's what I'm gonna take it from my phone right now.
okay, whatever it works for you. Okay, I know you've done it the assignment, so that's what it matters the most, and so it's all good. Okay,
Okay.
yeah. Julian, do you think you'll be able to turn in the assignment?
I'll give it a shot.
Yeah, try that. If you have a problem, not big deal. We'll take care of it next week. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, just keep
So
it.
like it's not due today. We can turn it in next week.
No, you can. We'll give you full credit next week. Because I know you've done it. So
Okay.
if you have a problem, don't worry about it. We'll take care
Okay.
of it next week.
Thank you.
All right. Take care, guys. Have
Have
a
a
good
good day.
weekend.